Hello, everyone. I hope you guys are doing well today. Now, just today, I was reading an article in regards to Warner Brothers possibly having a merger with Paramount. And I think it's important for you guys to understand how this can indeed affect you if you were an employee with any of these divisions. Now, the reason why I'm taking a more employee route is because at the end of the day, my job is to help you become economically empowered, and that's understand the pros and cons of the situations that you may be in if you are either an employer or you're an employee, and you need to know the pros and cons of both. So if you don't know, both of these are big giant conglomerates. Warner owns the Max streaming service, which has 95 million subscribers, and Paramount owns the Paramount Plus streaming service, which has 63 million subscribers. Now, they are eclipsed by Netflix, which is another streaming platform, and they have 247 million subscribers. Okay. So it just dwarfs both of them. So the thing is that both companies, Warner Brothers and Paramount, have struggled as many consumers have abandoned cable TV for streaming. Okay. People want to enjoy their Netflix, or if not Netflix, other content creation such as YouTube, TikTok, Shorts, Reels, you name it. Now, because that's the case, you're seeing a lot of stiff competition with slower subscription growth. Now, why is that? Okay. It's easier to go from 1 to 10, 10 to 100, 1,000 to 10,000, even 100,000 to a million. But there's going to come a point, right, where you're going to meet a demand wall because you've already gotten as many people as you can inside this particular market. So you got to switch up one way or another. You need to offer a better product, you got to offer a better service, you name it. Now, this potential mega merger is a significant bellwether for the industry and does increase consolidation momentum. Now, let me tell you this real quick, right? When mergers like this happens, what eventually happens is that the two companies come together. The elites or the high performers in said company, i.e., the C suite, they get rearranged, they get their positions filled, and they're still in power one way or another. You, as the employee, you're just out. And that's typically what happens with most mergers because the main goal is to consolidate and make more money. And of course, labor is a cost. Now, it's a challenging time for service providers to make the money work, said Elizabeth Parks. She's the president of Park Associates. And it makes sense that there will be a lot of consolidation in the market. We expect to see this as a strategy in 2024 for companies to grow subscriber and revenue growth. So, as I said before, I said this again, you've hit a demand wall because, for one, a lot of people are in the subscriber market, and two, let's be honest, a lot of people don't like having a dozen subscription services. Okay. First, it was, I believe, Hulu, Redbox, and Netflix. I remember when I was a kid, Netflix, you literally had the physical DVDs and you had to return them. Okay. That's what it was. Now you got Hulu, you got Netflix, you got Paramount, you got HBO, you got Stars, you got what? Disney Plus. Like, you have way too many streaming services in addition to the fact that they're also asking an increase in the price for what they want. So now you're living in an era where you have, let's be honest, you have a similar structure to cable television. right? Where you were paying $100 a month for like maybe 5 or 10 channels you'll see, you're paying like $100 a month, not for, um, the same websites that you're paying subscriptions towards, but for like maybe 5 or 8 shows that you really like, or not even 5, 8 shows, maybe just like a handful of shows that you like. You see where I'm going with this? So you're an employee in this streaming streaming division for Warner Brothers, for Paramount Plus, and you're trying to figure out, okay, where's that going to leave me? Well, it's going to leave you in the dust because you, at this moment in time, serve as a high cost to the business and to the marketplace. So one thing I try to get people to know and understand is that everything is a trade. If there's anything you can get from this video and from this channel, is that everything is a trade. There's positives and there are negatives. Do you get what you get for working hard and doing your hours of work? Yes, you do. That's a fact. But you must also understand that you are not paid because of your hard work. You are paid because of the value you bring. And the problem is that because value is such a vague and loaded word, a lot of people just throw that word out there. So I'm going to make it very specific. Use case. You're paid for your use case because that's what value is in this particular situation. It's use. Okay. Paramount and I already forgot about it. Warner Brothers. Okay. Paramount, Warner Brothers. They wanted to get into the streaming space because they saw all the money that Netflix was having. Okay, cool. Now, not only are they losing growth, but those growths are basically mounting. Those losses are actually increasing. Now, the good thing is, unlike Netflix, they have like, physical, copyright and IP. So they could still try to have success one way or another. But the thing is that you, the employee, are not going to have that much success. Why? Because you're an employee. Yes, you may be a software engineer. Yes, you may be a software developer. But at the end of the day, you are a cost to that business. So what do you think is going to happen? Right? Like, what do you think is going to happen? Let's continue reading this article that I was reading. Okay. Consolidation could result in fewer choices and higher prices, but the hyper-competitive nature of today's streaming industry may also rein in prices, according to Ericsson. Retention and churn prevention are just as important, if not more important, than subscriber acquisition today. So this is a potential win for both the streaming consumer and the company if the combined entity offers reasonable pricing and flexible subscription options, he said. So here's the problem with that, okay? So they consolidate, right? First thing that's going to happen, and I say this all the time, every time there's a merger, employees going to get fired, okay? Number two, they have bigger IP content that they can bring together so that they can control more of the market. So they don't have to sell it to Netflix, etc. They could just have their own walled garden, similar to Apple, and just sell to whoever they want to sell, right? Now, if that's the case, for what reason would they decrease their price? For what reason? Now, they could try to decrease their price so they could get more people onto their subscription service so that they could take away from other subscription services, but then that's going to amount for even bigger losses down the road. That's most likely not going to happen. In fact, I would even argue and say that they would increase the price so that they could cover up for the cost of the merger. Once again, I tell you this, okay? look at things not merely from a financial, but just look at it from an economic situation. Just understand the flow of resources, not just money, but also the labor, the capital, the logistics, etc. And you will eventually understand things that come into business. So that's all I got to say. This is just my small economic analysis, my personal economic analysis on, the merger. If you like what I had to say, leave a like, comment, and that's all I got to say. Bye.